Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Newmarket Racecourse here on Thursday. It is July the 12th, 2018. I'm going to look at almost all the races on today's program from Newmarket, but before I get onto that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for racecourses around the world. There's an excellent card of racing today from Newmarket, and like I said, I'm going to look at all the races on today's program all weekend. Actually, the racing is good from Newmarket, so join me all weekend here on YouTube for that Newmarket previews. But we have 8 races to look at, or excuse me, 7 races there are on the card. But I'm only going to look at 6 of them because the 5th race, 410, I wouldn't feel confident giving out a tip in that race because a lot of the horses, they're first-time 2-year-olds, and the form is up in the air. You don't know how they're going to run. So the 5th race, no tip, just do whatever you want. The other races, I'll give you some tips. So let's get on to it. We're going to start off race number 1, the 150 from Newmarket, which is the Group 3 Bahrain Trophy Stakes. It's a Group 3 race for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $202,500. Races for 3-year-olds only. Field of 8 horses going the distance of ground here of 2,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 5/8 on the turf course, the July turf course. My top selection here, I like the 4-horse Giuseppe Garibaldi. I'm going to go 4-6-3 in the tricast, the trifecta. 4-6-3 tricast trifecta. Basically, that's my top 3. My top selection is the 4-horse Giuseppe Garibaldi. Ryan Moore is on this one for Aidan O'Brien in the Coolmore Group. 3-year-old colt by Galileo here. Horse's most recent outing came about 10 days ago now, or closer to 2 weeks now, whatever. The first July Curra, mile 3/4 in the Group 2 Curra Cup. This horse finished second by 1.5 lengths. He just missed at the end, but he ran a decent effort there on a little bit of a quick turnaround. Before that, 22nd of June at Royal Ascot, 1.5 miles in the King Edward Stakes. Horse finished third by 2 lengths. He just kind of weakened out of it the final few strides of the race. It just wasn't his day to win in that tough Group 2 at Royal Ascot. And then before that, the 7th of June at Leopardstown, 1.5 miles in the Class 1 listed stakes. He won by 2.5 lengths. He was the best horse by a mile, and he proved that he just walked that day. And he walked to start before at Navan, going 1 mile 5/8 in a maiden race, won by 1.5 lengths. Another very easy victory. I think this horse is a stayer. He's getting the mile 5/8 trip here, and I just think he'll run a big one. So watch out for him. So to recap my selections for the first from Newmarket, the 150, it's the Group 3 Bahrain Trophy Stakes. As a top selection, I'm going to use the 4-horse Giuseppe Garibaldi. I'm going to go 4-6-3 in the tricast, the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2, the 225 from Newmarket. The 225, it is the Group 2 July Stakes. It's a Group 2 race for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $108,000. This race is for 2-year-old colts and geldings only. Field of 8 horses going the 1,200-meter journey, or 6 furlongs on the July course. Top selection here, I like the number 2 horse Advertise. I'm going to go 2-1-7 in the tricast, the trifecta. 2-1-7 tricast trifecta. Top selection 2 horse Advertise. Frankie Dettori is on this 2-year-old colt by Showcasing. This horse's most recent outing came the 19th of June at Royal Ascot. Firm ground, 6 furlongs in the Group 2 Coventry Stakes. This horse finished second behind, by a length behind another Frankie Dettori ridden horse, Calix. But that day, who was on Advertise was Ocean Murphy. This horse just wasn't catching Calix, who was probably one of the most impressive victories you've seen at Ascot this year. This horse just wasn't catching him that day. Before that, a month earlier at Newbury, 6 furlongs Class 4 maiden race. Horse won by 3/4 of length, just quickened up nicely and had a great turn of foot in the final few strides of the race, an all-around decent effort. I like his form here today, finishing second behind Calix his last start. I think off a little bit of a break since Royal Ascot, should really do this horse well, and even at 8-5, I just think he'll run a big one. He's a definite sprinter in my eyes, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for today's second race from Newmarket, the 225, it's the Group 2 July Stakes. As a top selection, I'm going to use the 2-horse Advertise. Going to go 2-1-7 in the tricast, the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 3 from Newmarket. Race number 3, the 3 o'clock from Newmarket. It's the Bet365 handicap, Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $135,000. This race is for 3-year-olds only, rated 0 to 105. Field of 20 horses going the distance of ground of 1,200 meters, or 6 furlongs here. Very wide open race. I'll give you 2 horses that I think can win. 2 horses I like here are the 4-horse Stormbringer. and the number 11 horse Tribal Quest. So 411 for me. I'll probably do an exacta box or a forecast box along with an each way wager, a small each way wager on both of them. But my top, well, not my top selection of horse I like here is the 4 horse Stormbringer. 15 to 1, 3-0 cold by Dutch Art. Martin Harley's on this one for Kevin Ryan. Horse's most recent outing came a month ago here at Newmarket. 7 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap. This horse finished 4th by 3 lengths that day. He just kind of hit the wall in the final few strides of the race. Maybe the 7 furlong trip was just a little bit too long for him. Cutting back to 6 today, I just think he'll run, that little bit of a better race. Before that, this horse ran at Ascot, 7 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap on the 11th of May. Horse finished 3rd by a length. Again, he just kind of weakened out of it right before the wire. Really just couldn't get that good closing kick there. And again here at Newmarket, but on the Rolly Mile during the Craven meeting, 7 furlongs, Class 3 conditions. Horse finished 3rd by 10 lengths. He weakened out of it in the final 16th of a mile. Couldn't keep up with him there. But his last time he ran against going 6 furlongs is a race where he ran okay. It wasn't a great race, wasn't a bad race. It was okay. It was in the Gimcrack Stakes at York last year, going 6 furlongs. He finished 7th, but he showed some heart there. He did quicken up a little bit, and then before that, going 6 furlongs at Red Card, a Class 5 novice, he won by 2 lengths, just easily won there. And then before that, at Ayr, 6 furlongs on July 10th. Class 5 novice. He finished 3rd. He went a little bit too fast that day, but he ran his heart out. I like this horse a lot here today. 15 to 1, cutting back to 6. I think he can run a big one, so watch out. Another horse I think can run a big one is the 11 horse Tribal Quest. William Buick's on this one for Charlie Appleby, this trio gelded by Warfront. This horse hasn't been seen since the 5th of May here at Newmarket on the Rolly Mile. 6 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap. This horse won by length. At 7 to 2, favorite at post. He did everything right. He just quickened up nicely and just had a very nice victory there. First start since the 17th of February, which came at Kempton. 6 furlongs, Class 5 novice. Again, this horse won by 1 3/4 lengths, 57 cents to the dollar. Had to be used quite a bit that day, but he got the victory done there. Major improvement off his start before, which came on good soft ground at Goodwood last August. 6 furlongs, Class 2 maiden. Horse finished 8th by 4 lengths, and as a favorite, he just ran absolutely shitty. Ran at this meeting last year in a 7 furlong Class 4 maiden, where he finished 2nd by a nose. He just missed at the end, but he was all out. He ran a decent effort there. He's run very well here at Newmarket, and I think at 6 to 1 he can get a piece of it, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 3rd now, the 3 o'clock, it's bet 365 handicap. The first horse I've been using is going to be the 4 horse Stormbringer, and I'm going to use the 11 horse also, Tribal Quest. 411 for me. Like I said, I'll probably do an exacta box or a forecast box, and I'll probably do, a small each way wager on both of them. So 411 for me here in the 3 o'clock. So now let's get on to race number 4 from Newmarket, the 335. The 335, it is the Group 2 Princess of Wales Stakes. Group 2 Princess of Wales Arcana Racing Club Stakes. It's a Group 2 race for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $135,000. The race is for 3-year-olds and upwards here. Field of 8 horses going 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the turf course. Top selection in this one, I like the number 2 horse Barsanti. I'm going to go 285 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 285 TriCast trifecta. Top selection, the 2 horse Barsanti. Andre Atazzini is on this Roger Varian trained 6-year-old gelding by Champs-Élysées. Horse's most recent outing came 23rd of June at Royal Ascot, mile and a half in the Group 2 Hardwick. This horse finished 4th by 4 3/4 lengths there. He just hit the wall completely that day. Really didn't get a good closing kick. It wasn't his day to win, but that, like I said, that was just a really tough race. I think coming here to Newmarket, this horse has run decently in the past. I like his chances a lot more. Before that at Ascot, a mile and a half in a Class 1 listed stakes, 12th of May. First start since last July. He won by neck. He just got the victory that day. It wasn't impressive, but he got the job done. And then before that, the 15th of July at York, a mile 3/4 in listed stakes. He finished 2nd by 2 3/4 lengths behind Rare Rhythm. He got around the race course well. It wasn't a bad race there. And then last year's Hardwick at Royal Ascot, mile and a half, June of 2017. Horse finished 2nd by a half length behind Idaho, who won that day in track and course record time. This horse, he wasn't going to catch him that day, but he ran a very good 2nd there. And then before that, Goodwood in the listed stakes finished 3rd. Wasn't going to catch the winner, but he ran quite well. I like him here, like I said, coming back to Newmarket. Quicker pace in front of him should really do well. 7-2, not the best price, but he should do well, so watch out. So to recount my selections for the fourth, the 335 from Newmarket. It's the Group 2 Princess of Wales Arcana Racing Club Stakes. As a top selection, I'm going to use the 2-horse Barasanti. I'm going to go 285 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So remember, we're not going to look at race number 5 because, or the 410, because it's just a stupidly hard 2-year-old race, and I wouldn't feel confident giving out a tip in it. So we're going to head on to race number 6 now from Newmarket. The 6th race to 445. It is the Sir Henry Cecil Stakes. It's a listed stakes for Class 1 horses going for a purse $67,500. It's for 3-year-olds only. Field of 12 horses going 1,600 meters or a mile on the July course. Top selection here, I'm going to go to the 9-horse Symbolization. I'm going to go 921 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 921 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 9-horse Symbolization. William Buick's on this Charlie Appleby trained, Godolphin owned 3-0 colt by Cape Cross. Horses most recent outing came 20th of June, like a lot of these horses, at Royal Ascot. 7 furlongs in the Group 3 Jersey Stakes. Horse finished 4th by 5.5 lengths that day. The horses in front of him just ran a little bit of a better race. He never got that good quickening up, but I think with the step down in class from his last 2, I just think he'll run a lot better of a race. Before at the Curragh, 1 mile in the Irish 2,000 guineas, he finished 5th by 7 lengths. He ran better than most of them in the race, but still wasn't the best race for him. And then last time he faced non-group quality horses that came in a Class 2 handicap here at Newmarket on Guineas Day, 1 mile, horse won by a neck, quickened up nicely, just a very nice easy victory there. And then here at the Craven, here at Newmarket, 7 furlongs in a Class 3 conditions race, 17th of April, horse finished 2nd by a neck behind Purser. Purser ran a hell of a race, but this horse, you know, how do I say? He made a run for it at the end. He put his money's worth in running there. It wasn't, wasn't a bad race behind an incredible run behind an incredible horse. And then before that, as a 2-year-old, this horse ran twice, breaking his maiden in his second start, Kempton, very nicely by 1.5 lengths. And then here at Newmarket last summer in a 7-furlong main race, where he finished 2nd by 1.5 lengths. He just missed, but he ran a decent effort from the rail. I like this horse a lot here, 4-1. Again, not the best price, but it could be worse. He can be even money, but he's not. He's 4-1, so watch out. So to recap my selection for the 6th, the 445 from Newmarket's the Sir Henry Cecil Stakes. As a top selection, I'm going to use this 9-horse Symbolization. I'm going to go 921 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now to get on to race number 7, the 520 from Newmarket. The 520, it's the Saeed Suhal Saeed handicap, Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $34,000. This race is for 3-year-olds and upwards, rated 81 to 100. Field of 9 horses, going 1,000 meters or 5 furlongs on the turf course. Top selection here, I'm going to go to the 9-horse Midsummer Night. I'm going to go 938 in the TriCast of the trifecta, 938 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 9-horse Midsummer Night, 5-1, 3-year-old gelding by Dream Ahead. David Egan is on this one for Carl Burke. Horse's most recent outing came 20th of June. That came at Ripon. 5 furlongs in a Class 3 handicap. He finished 2nd by a half length. He closed up well at the end. He had decent quickening up. It wasn't a bad race, even though he didn't get the victory. Before that 16th of June at Chester, 5 furlongs in a Class 3 handicap. He finished 3rd by 2 lengths. Another race, he didn't run quite bad. He closed up well at the end, and then at Windsor, 5 furlongs Class 2 handicap, finished 3rd by 1.5 lengths. He kind of weakened out of it at the end. He ran quite fast there, and I just don't think he really got that good kick there. And then his last Newmarket run came on the 19th of May in a 6 furlong Class 2 handicap. Finished 2nd by a length, even with the low weight. He had a decent effort there. He is the lower weight in this race, again, 116 pounds. I just think he'll like the going a lot. Fast pace in front of him should be to his liking. Watch out for him at 5-1. So to recap my selections for the nightcap, the 520, the 7th race from Newmarket, gonna go with the 9-horse Midsummer Night, gonna go 938 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck.